Yo, what's up? It's Brother Jack. You're watching Lights Out TV.
This is Lights Out. I'm FAISAL Khan. Delighted to be joined by Frank Warren. We're here for the Dubois versus Gorman press conference. Frank, sitting on the fence on Saturday night, are we, or what's your predictions?
I think it's going to be an excellent fight. It's a 50-50 fight. It's going to be a great fight for the fans, for boxing. It's happening sooner rather than later. I preferred it to have been later, but it is what it is. And neither of the guys will pull out of the fight. And it's two guys who are both big punchers, both decent boxers. Stars of tomorrow, and they're meeting up very early in their careers.
Frank, if you wasn't a promoter of both of them, if you was just a neutral, what would your prediction be for this fight?
I'd say this is a real 50-50 pick-em fight.
What potentially awaits the winner? I mean, you said it in the last press conference, neither are far off from world honours.
I think the winner of this will, in the next certainly the next 12 months, will wind up in a number one position. Because they'll have another 4 fights in the next 12 months, and I think they'll wind up being in a mandatory position for one of the titles.
We've of course got Joe Joyce taking on Brian Jennings as well. Could it be the winner versus?
Well, that could happen. That could also happen, but that's a tough one as well. He's got to beat Brian Jennings. That's a tough fight for him. He's only had 9 fights. He's got a wealth of amateur experience, but as a pro, 9 fights, and he's going with a tricky customer. He's a guy who's Dillian White, who's ranked #1 in the world. He's fighting Rebus on, I think it's following Saturday week. Brian Jennings was beating him going into that last round. He was well ahead on points on all the judges' scorecards until he got clipped and knocked over. So that tells you how good he is.
Frank, I'm going to have to ask you this, but Tyson Fury the other night at a press tour more or less confirmed that the rematch with Deontay Wilder is scheduled to take place on February the 22nd. Could you tell us if there's any confirmation that is any truth behind that?
He's got a fight in the autumn, so's Deontay, and the idea is to get them together early next year. And they both want to do it, providing they win their respective fights. And once they do win those fights, we can announce the date.
Frank, obviously I've kept up to date with you on social media. You've claimed many times that ideally you would want to see Tyson Fury fight Deontay in his next fight. But why hasn't that been able to happen? Why has Deontay Wilder gone down the path of Luis Ortiz?
Deontay Wilder signed a new contract with Showtime, and in that there was 2 fights to be had on Showtime. He's had 1 already, and the next one was to be Deontay Wilder.
And Frank, has there been any more updates?
Sorry, was to be Ortiz.
Okay, that's fine. Has there been any more updates of the Anthony Yarde versus Sergey Kovalev
We'll be
situation?
making, the latest you will hear is on Saturday. So we'll be announcing on Saturday what's happening.
Is there any truth that Canelo could potentially take Anthony Yarde's place for that fight?
He can't do anything unless Anthony agrees to it. Anthony Yarde is the #1 mandatory challenger, and anything, if indeed anything were to happen, they would have to come through and satisfy him if they want to fight for the WBO title.
I understand your team made an offer to Callum Smith. That offer was rejected, so that's likely. It's not likely to happen that Billy Joe Saunders will fight Callum Smith.
We made an offer, and we made an offer on the 6th of June, and from what I understand, Callum was unaware of it, so I sent him a copy of the offer. And then they came back eventually, Joe Gallagher came back with a very short response saying that no, they didn't want it. Since then, I understand he'd done a interview on Sky saying that it wasn't enough money. We made him a guarantee against a 50-50 split. I don't know what more he does want, and more importantly, from my perspective, is why didn't you come back and tell us that? He doesn't want the fight. They didn't want the fight. That's why he didn't. I don't think he even told him about it in the first place. I was hoping he was going away.
Why would you think that Callum Smith doesn't want the fight with?
I don't know. You got to ask him that.
Billy Joe. Okay.
You got to ask him.
Okay. Frank, very much for your time.
Man.
Look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.